Hello, welcome back to my channel. So again, this is General Jacor, and today we will discuss the chapter 1 of our subject, which is the Filipino influences, traits, and the characteristics. So we will discuss the following subtopics. First, the most well-known traits and attitudes of the Filipino, and the negative traits of Filipinos, Filipino character and personality, and the Filipino values orientation. So those are the following subtopics that we are going to discuss in this video. So first, the most well-known traits and attitudes of the Filipino. Let's start with the positive traits of Filipinos. So for us Filipino, we have the following positive traits. First, kaning itawag hospitality. So kita nga mga Pilipino, will known ta as very hospitable, no? So hospitality is a trait displayed by every Filipino, characterized by heartwarming, generosity, and friendliness exhibited to foreigners and local alike. So Filipinos are well known for being hospitable. This is one of the most popular qualities of Filipinos. Most foreigners who have gone to Philippines fell in love with the warm hospitality they have experienced while staying in the country. So this positive traits of a Filipino, so that's why uh, most of the foreigners nga moari sa Pilipinas ganahan sila mo stay, ganahan sila mo balik-balik. It's because Filipinos are known as very hospitable. So mayo kita mo abi-abi, no, sa mga foreigners. Of course, another situation we consider that Filipinos are hospitable. So especially when a person visits a friend's house, no, the host greets him or her with a very warm welcome. The host will immediately let her visitor sit down and will prepare a meal or snack plus drinks for the visitor. So kung natin mga bisita sa ato nga balay, so we will have the so we know, no, how to entertain, no, kabalot na mo abi-abi sa atong panibalay. So kung natin mga bisita, so that's is hospitable. Then another one is kaning people are offer their guest room, no, to visitors if they're going to spend the night. And lastly, meals offered to guests are very special. A host always finds a way to prepare great tasting food that her visitors want to eat. So mangita gyud pamaagi, no, nga makahatag og meals or snacks if there are visitors nga mo na sa atong panimalay. So known ta as Filipinos nga hospitable, no. Husmayo kita og hospitality. Meaning to say may ta mo abi-abi og nay mga bisita nga mo ani sa atong nasod or moadto sa atong sa kapanimalay. Next one, kaning gitawag og respect. So Filipinos are respectful, no? This is often observed not just by younger people but also by people of all ages in the Philippines. Respect for one's elders is a tradition. So first example ani kaning saying po or opo, no? These words are spoken by the Filipinos when talking to elders or in order to show respect to persons in authority. These Filipino words mean yes when answering or talking to the elders. So kamauta mo saying po or opo, no? It's one of the respect to the elders. Pagmamano, no? Pag-bless sa atong mga parents, no? Sa atong mga uncle, mga auntie, mga titas and titos. Then Filipinos also show respect at work by making a bow to their employers. So when you work someday, you know, we render bow to our superiors, no, employers. Then to the students, no, your respect to your instructors, to your superiors by rendering a bow, no? That's one way to respect, no, them. So we the Filipinos are known as respectful. That is one of our positive traits. The next one, strong family ties and religions. Um, Filipinos value their families so much that they tend to keep families intact through the generations. Families go to church and pray together because their religion is important and creates strong bond marking God as the center of their lives. Filipino uh, Filipinos believes in only one God and majority of the populations are Catholics. So it is a value system of the Filipinos to pray before eating, going to bed, before the start of the meeting, conference programs, gatherings, etc. So that is one of our positive traits as Filipinos nga. We go to church no together, family. Then we pray before going to bed, before the start of our activities, meetings, and conference, our programs, gatherings. So strong family ties and religions. The next one is generosity and helpfulness, no, kanang pagka manggihatagon and manggitanabangon, generous and helpful. So aside from being hospitable, so Filipinos, we are so generous and helpful. Filipinos are also well known for being generous. They share what they have to the people around them even when they only have little. So kanang kamao ta mohatag na kung unsay naa sa ato. So you are generous. So we Filipino known as generous. They could be felt during birthdays, weddings, or pesta party. No? So, di ba? Noon kayo nga naipadala nga bring house, no? Because of our generosity. So that's one of our tradition, and that is our positive traits as Filipinos. Then when you will be in trouble, Filipino cannot refuse to help you. They are always willing to assist you or lend a hand. So naapod na to nga dali na mo tabang, especially kung there are calamities, no, happen, no, Filipinos are willing to render help for the need of the others. So next one is strong work ethics. Because of their generosity, hospitality, and general religiosity, Filipinos are found to be the sweetest and most loving people in the world. So nga naman, as because it's expressed by both foreigners and Filipino women that most Filipinos men are so sweet and romantic when it comes to love. They will send their beloved flowers, bring her to the very romantic place, takes her sweet coats, and tell often how special she is to them. Filipino women are also romantic and very caring, and which often makes some foreigners want to marry them. Women tend to prepare dinner before their husband comes home. They love and value their relationship, always staying faithful to their husbands. They love deeply and sincerity. So, uh, loving and caring to siya. So that's uh, the last positive traits. So that's loving and caring. So the strong work ethics. It is a good thing most Filipino have being hardworking people. So mo din siya. So one of the example of hardworking people, so like the construction workers, the farmers, no, they are always willing to work most of the whole day to provide the needs of their families. Filipino farmers, through earning so little, but they work harder with not much compensation. So bisan gamay ra sweldo, gamay ra sila earnings, but they are consistent, no, to work in order to provide the needs of their families. So aside from their regular work, Filipinos always find creative ways to look for other sources of income, like creating small businesses from their home where they sell foods or other items for the convenience of their neighbors. So kanang mga magtinda-tinda, no, na barbecue, sari-sari store, na tinda-tindang isda, no, just to earn, no, some funds for the compensation of their families. So strong work ethics. So ganina mo tigitawag og loving and caring, no, because of Filipinos are lovable and sweet, romantic when it comes to love. So next we have the negative traits of the Filipinos. So kung kanina mga positive atong isgutan, so in this topic we will discuss sa mga negativities na po, negative traits of the Filipinos. So kung naay positive, na po negativities. So let's start with fatalism. Fatalism, negative traits is kanang gitawag bahala na or come what may attitude. That is called fatalism. So when Filipinos are facing difficulties and shortcomings, they have this attitude of leaving it up to God to sort things out. An attitude of what goes around comes around. Filipinos have the tendency to surrender the future to luck. And they have that strong confidence that everything will work out in this interest without doing anything. Filipinos often accept bad news or circumstances without trying to stop or change them. This can sometimes be helpful in adversity, but it can also keep us from finding ways out of situations. Also, constantly expecting the worst can get pretty depressing. Kana bitang may bahala na. Come what may attitude. Bahala na si Batman usay resulta. Pasar-pasar, hagbong-hagbong. So, mo ni usa sa mga negative traits of Filipinos. Then next one is kining gitawag og manana habit. So, daghan gyapon ni sa mga Filipinos procrastination. Unya-unya. True-blooded Filipinos have the attitude of causing delays in accomplishing things or making transaction. Unya na lang. Ugma na. Ugma na ako tiwason. Unya-unya. Manana habit. When not interested or not in the mood, they wait or reserve until tomorrow or the next day to finish what they are doing or meeting their transaction. So, si hilig og unya-unya, ugma na. So, that is called manana habit. Then, next one is crab mentality. So, this is an attitude of some Filipinos where they tend to push each other down to clear the way for their own gain. Filipino people with this kind of mentality or attitude try their best to ruin each other, either by making issues against the other for him to turn out bad to the public or to the company or organization, so that people will gradually put distance and lose their confidence and trust that eventually result to their replacement. So kining crab mentality kanang dili ta ganahan nga ang uban mo show up, mas successful. Gusto nato sila nga i-down. That is crab mentality. Di ta ganahan kung malabuan. So next, we have the hypocrisy. So this is a trait of the Filipino where criticism to others, failure to live with the moral standard of the society are inevitable. In the Philippines, morality is highly valued. Most of us try to live up to the standards set by the traditional society. However, as no one is perfect, many of us are not actually able to sustain these standards. So, hypocrisy. You are pretending, no? Pakaron ingnon. You are pretending to be like. So, that's hypocrisy. The fear of being an outcast had forced a lot of people to live a double standard life. To hide our failure in the following a norm, we tend to be condemning those who are caught red-handed. A perfect example could be the criticism faced by those who become pregnant outside marriage. The sad fact behind this scenario is that some of these critics could have actually engaged in premarital sex too, only that no proof is visible. So that is hypocrisy. Then next we have other negative traits of Filipinos, kining gitawag ni ngaskugon. So ni ngaskugon, most of Filipinos are very good at the start when doing something. Nevertheless, after a few hours or days, that excitement to do or accomplish something is lost, we and become too lazy to finish what we have started. So kanang mayo lang ka sa sugod, no? Excited kay ka sa una. Then pagka encounter nimo og hardships, mga challenges, no, dili na kay kaganahan mo padayon. So like you, so as a student, no, excited ka with when at the start of the class, then when you encounter many challenges, problems na wala na wad na din kagana, so di na kaganahan mo padayon. That's tardiness, no. Oh no, nigas kugon rather. So next negative traits is tardiness. Kanang gitawag sa ato Filipino time, only in the Philippines, that we have that so-called Filipino time, but not exactly referring to the Philippine Standard Time. So, but then again, we use it to refer to the tardiness, no? Kanang dugay mo abot, no? Mag-meet og alas 7, maabot alas 9, mag-meet og alas 8, maabot og alas 10, no? So that is tardiness, no? Filipino time. Then next is gossiping. Gossiping, Filipinos are fond of talking about others' business. Kanang mahilig kay tag mga chismis, no? Marites. May kay tag chismisan. Gossiping mo ni sa mga negative traits sa Filipinos. Next, kaning blaming. Filipinos can sometimes be too self-righteous. When mistakes happen, we do not want to take the blame. We lack humility to accept our failures, and instead we point at others, no? Dili ta mo accept, no, kung naay mga failures or mga atong i-blame ang uban nga ikaw mo gyud nakaangin mo nahitabo ni, no? That's blaming culture. This attitude destroys teamwork, and reliability becomes an issue. So blaming others if there are failures nga mahitabo. So that is one of negative traits of Filipinos. Okay, next we have the selfishness. So being insensitive of others. Most Filipinos are insensitive to the needs and situations of others. This could be an outcome of having too many problems that Filipinos are facing, and the tendency is to focus on their own needs first before the others. So wala na kay pakialam sa uban, no? For the needs of the others, nga ang imong gifokusan imuha na lang. So wala kay plan to share your blessings to others. You are being selfish, no? It's because of your many needs. Then next we have the disobedience to simple rules and instructions. So some Filipinos, despite of the understanding of the supposed of laws and ordinances, have inability to observe and follow them. Consequently, crime, victimization, and accident rate in the Philippines are constantly rising. Poverty is getting more rampant, and lifestyle development is relaxed. So why it happened, no? Because of disobedience of the simple rules and regulations. So karatula nga bawal magtapon ng basura. So labayan og basura. Bawal umuhi dito. Then ana jud mangihi, no? No parking, parkingan jud. So mo na yung mga negative traits sa Filipinos, disobedience of simple rules and instructions. Then next kining attention talker. Attention taker rather. Filipinos are fun and people loving race. Thus, attracting attention is natural for them. Nevertheless, it is a different thing to be an ipal or kapalmok, simply being an attention grabber. So sometimes in our desperate need to be a center of attention, we do things that are already embarrassing, like butting in conversation as a known-it-all or by being scandalous. This habit is also common to our politicians. Instead of prioritizing their duty to give the best service to the people, they rather prioritize their take pieces to grab attention that will bring them more chances of winning in the next election. But thanks to our vigilant netizens, this kind of politicians earns more shame than fame. So, man yung mga attention taker. Next, kaning number 12 is being onion skin or too sensitive, no? Balat sibuyas. Another habit or attitude that we need to change in our being too proud, which usually results to being our oversensitive. If we think highly of ourselves, then we have the tendency to put a wall around us, and that is signboard of our forehead saying, mm, I must be respected. Therefore, when someone makes a joke or not too positive comment about us, we feel like we are not respected and we get offended. If all in the country do not know how to accept constructive criticism, then we can never expect unity. So, uh, if you are a criminology student, oh, dapat wala kaning onion skin, no? Dili ka oversensitive kay dali ra kay kamo uh, dali ra kay matandog ang imong emosyon bisag joke ra to. So dapat wala ka ni kanang be too sensitive. The next negative traits kaning living beyond their means. One of the reasons why a lot of Filipinos live in poverty is because of overspending, no? Since most people want to live an elite lifestyle, many resort to social climbing or living beyond their means. Sometimes some of us think that as long as we wear design clothes and shoes, we send our children to the most expensive school, it's alright to be swimming in the credits and loans. So daghan kayong magkalisod sa finances because uh, they want to climb, they want to look like rich, no? Bisag unsay kanang materialistic, bisag unsay lay pamaliton, bahalag nagkalisod na in terms of finances, basta kay makapalit lang. So that is a problem of the lifestyle of one of the some of the Filipinos, no? That is one of the negative traits. Then passivity or lack of leadership. Filipinos' lack of initiative for change is also one of the reasons why our country does not progress. So we keep on complaining against the government and other societal issues. However, we do not do anything about them. One of our excuses is the lack of faith that our small actions can bring change. However, the worst reason for this could be lack of care for what is happening around us. Common Filipinos also lack of courage and confidence. If you can notice it in classrooms, churches, or conference rooms, most of us don't like to sit in the front seat. So, bisan asa, no? Di ganahan magpauna. It is because lack of courage, lack of determination, lack of leadership. Dili ganahan mahimong leader, dili ganahan mag-una. So, that is one of the negative traits of Filipinos. Then, lastly, the other negative traits, some Filipino women give birth at an early age. So, mga teenage pregnancy. Some just don't mind their own businesses. So, some have many bad habits like drinking, smoking, etc. Some poor teenagers engage in prostitution. There are many broken families, a lot of bad words to choose from, which Filipinos just can't avoid saying those. Most Filipinos tend to be with friends most of the time than to be with their parents. So, daghan kayo nga mga Filipinos nga mag-express mga bad words, no? So, mga other mga negative traits sa Filipinos that we need to avoid. We need to eject, no, in ourselves. Then next proceed to the Filipino character and personality. So there are 3 main traits underscoring Filipino values. First is the personalism. So personalism, Filipinos valued interpersonal relationship. It is firmly believed that harmonious personal relationship is the key to successful endeavors. So amicable settlement of dispute is the primary means of resorting broken relationship, and face-to-face open forum is considered once a conflict in recognized in an organization or the community. So kanang itawag amicable settlement of dispute is the primary of resorting broken relationship. So mas mayo nga dunay panag-uliay, no? Personalism, and in case of there are conflicts. Then because we valued, no, our relationship, so kasagaran magud daghan mag-away, no, sa mga barangay, sa mga community nga mo it is because of the conflict. So because as Filipinos we value the relationship, that we are neighbors, we are friends, no, we need to magsettle. Mas maayo nga magsettle kaysa mag-away, pinaylay og kaso. Then next we have the familialism. Filipinos are family oriented. Development programs and projects in the community are concentrated on the family. Decision on matters is centered on the welfare and best interests of the family rather than on the betterment and interests of some individuals. The mistake committed by a family member affects the credibility and of the immediate members of the family and relatives. So family oriented, no, ang mga Pilipino. Then next, particularism. So displayed behavior by the individuals, may it be good or bad, it is blame against the family. It is based on the principle that home is the cradle of human personality and character, that is. The product of goodness is always good, and those who are molded in wickedness will always show off badness. Individuals strive to promote their own and their family interests over community interests. So that is particularism. Okay, next, last topic, the Filipino values orientation. So there are three main obligations underlying Filipino value orientation. First, kining itawag pakikiramay. So pakikiramay is in the Filipino value of going out of the way to help without being asked, no, or unsolicited help. You are willing to help, no, to other people, especially those who are a victim of any incidents, no. Then you are willing to help. That is called pakikiramay. Then next one is pakikisama, or smooth interpersonal relations. Regardless whether someone's views are agreeable or not, Filipinos are capable of getting along with it. Camaraderie, trust, confidence, and loyalty are enhanced and developed by this Filipino value. So kanang kabaw ka makisama, no, sa uban regardless of whether sila nga ilahang types of a person, no, sa ilang status. So you know how to kanang tawag kamao ka camaraderie, no, kamao ka halubilo or makisama. So that is one of our values as Filipinos. Next, we have the bayanihan. So as mentioned in the preceding topics, Filipinos are able to render services and generous enough to extend help without the compensation. Somebody can request help in time of need for those to whom it is extended. So bayanihan, it will happen, so like there are victims of typhoons, earthquakes, no, magtinabangay, no, maghatag og mga relief goods, mo render og service, mo respond, no, sa mga victims. So that is called bayanihan. Then lastly is kaning gitawag og galang. Filipinos are basically oriented to revere to the opinions of elders, peers, or those who interrupt during important discussions, during social encounters. Verbal class or any sign of extreme familiarity in public meetings is a sign of disrespect to elders or persons in authority. So meaning, galang meaning na kay respeto, or you know how to respect each other or other people. So that's the end of our discussion in the chapter 1 of our book, of our subject, the character formation, patriotism, and nationalism. So Please watch this topic because this part of our upcoming examinations. So thank you so much, guys. I hope that you learn uh, new insights in this topic. So see you next time. Thank you for the support. And before I end, I will encourage everyone. If you are new in this channel, so please click to subscribe as a support to my channel. And God bless inyong tanahan. Bye bye.